Welcome back to Adventures with Rosie.
Today we're finally going to show you through our brand new, or near new, Vacationer Obsidian caravan. Let's go check it out. So here she is, our new caravan. So this is a Vacationer Obsidian 186F, so 18.6 foot model, and the F I think stands for family. So the Obsidian is basically the range here in New Zealand, but in Australia the range is called the Rough Rider. So think of the Obsidian as like the Kiwi version of the Rough Rider. All the same floor models are available, they're just branded slightly differently here in New Zealand. Now the company that sells these in New Zealand is InsideOut RV. They sell a lot of Australian caravans, they're kind of specialists in the Australian off-road caravan market. They sell the Vacationers here, NextGen, Box, a few other brands of caravan. But yeah, your first thought might be, she's pretty big, she's pretty far up off the ground. The reason behind that is this particular model is on a 4-inch riser, so it is a little bit higher than some of their other models. But what that riser basically gives us is no wheel arches. So we have a flat floor in here, and that's particularly important for the 18-foot model because we have 3 bunks down the back. And so in order to get a full-size bunk down the bottom here, we need to have a flat floor. We can't have a wheel arch. It also gives us a bit more space in the kitchen here. So it does look very high off the ground, but not all the models are this high. There is a slightly longer family van, which is slightly lower, but still has plenty of clearance. So the chassis, it's on the Alco Endurance chassis, version 2 I believe. 16-inch wheels, 12-inch electric drum brakes in there. The chassis is hot dip, galvanized, Australian-made chassis, really solid, really good payload weights. The empty weight of this caravan is 2,427 kilos, and this chassis and the plated weight of the caravan is 3.5 ton. So we can load, what's that, 1,073 kilos of stuff into this caravan, obviously including our water and things, but it has over 1 ton of payload weight, which is pretty cool. It means you can go off grid with full water tanks, full gas tanks, you know, and bikes, boats, kayaks on the roof, all that sort of thing. So speaking of water tanks, we have 2 95-litre freshwater tanks and 1 95-litre grey tank. Those are standard. In New Zealand here we need a grey tank to be certified self-contained, so be compliant with the self-containment standards. So yeah, pretty beefy looking caravan. I think we'll do an outside tour. We'll just start at the door, work our way around, and then we'll have a look at it inside. So we'll start at the door and work our way around, but 2-piece door is pretty standard in most caravans. You can flick a little switch here, open the fly screen up. You can lock the fly screen in position. It's actually like quite a sturdy security mesh. And another cool feature with this door for dirt roads and gravel roads is when you lock it, when you shut it, you can turn the handle up and it suctions it in, so it kind of pressurizes the door shut to stop dust and dirt coming in when you're down gravel roads. Got a lock on it and then a latch, so it can just be latched out of the way. Pull out step down the bottom here. This is just a manual pull out, double step on this van. Just pull it in and out. And this step actually has some pretty cool blue LEDs on it. There's a switch inside the door here which turns all the LED lights on. So if you're coming back in the dark, you can just reach inside the door, switch all the LED lights on there. Another handle here for getting in the door, that's also lit up. Looks kind of like an old school lava lamp. Down here we have a small light that's not actually on at the moment, but this caravan we opted to have fitted with the Wi-Fi security system. So this has the full Wi-Fi anti-theft system in it. Basically what that means is that if this caravan is tampered with when it's alarmed, if someone attempts to steal it, the alarm goes off, all the lights flash, and the brakes in the wheels actually lock. So you physically have to drag this caravan out of the way. It also has a door sensor as part of that system down here, so if the door is popped open, that'll sound the alarm as well when it's on. And it's got a motion detector inside as well, so kind of full peace of mind. We did a whole separate video on the Wi-Fi system, which I'll pop down in the comments below, down in the description if you want to check that out. But yeah, really nice system. So moving over here to the storage, this Caravan has a huge tunnel boot in it. That's actually a mess and I should have cleaned it out. But it goes right through underneath the front bed here. It's got the lovely wood flooring that's inside, or the wood look-alike flooring. That's through the whole Caravan, actually in the locker here as well. Each side has a light as well. So yeah, really nice storage right through there. And just got the normal sort of double locks on that. Now up the front here, we have this beautiful toolbox. These things are standard on these Caravans. Now one thing that InsideOut RV love to put on their Caravans, but checker plate storage box with these big sort of sturdy doors. Now this side has a Weber barbecue pull-out on it. It's specifically designed for the Weber BBQ, but would fit other barbecues. But you basically pull this latch down here and you slide your barbecue out. You hook the hose up to a bayonet gas point just under here. So you've got your little barbecue set up. There's also a shelf on the top here that goes right through the box, and it's really good for things like camping chairs or fishing rods, things you want to keep out of your main lockers, things that are, you know, dirty, beach toys, that sort of thing, up in that top locker. On top of the box up here we have a bike rack installed. So we opted to put this on for our kids' bikes. It's a Thule 3 bike rack, and what we basically do is put the kids' bikes up there when we travel to keep them up out of the way, and it's kind of a good spot for them. So yeah, we just put the small kids' bikes on. We have put our bikes on up here as well, but with the e-bikes they're a bit awkward to get up there, so we put our e-bikes around in the back. 2 gas bottles at the front here, which is the standard setup. And we've got a tank in behind this checker plating here for our diesel heater. So we have a diesel heater installed in this Caravan because it gets a little chilly here in New Zealand in the winter. And they put the tank out on the front there rather than taking up locker space, which is nice. Also, if you're filling it up and you spill diesel, you're not spilling it in your locker. So cool design there. Now up the front, we have a big meaty light up there, which is a little bit hard to see, but this Caravan has lights on all 4 walls, big LED spotlights, and they're all individually labeled inside. So what you can actually do is turn these lights on for security. Maybe if someone was wandering around your Caravan at night, you can flick your lights on. They are pretty bright and powerful, almost like you're going hunting or spotlighting. But also we use them if we're like dumping tanks at night or filling up our water. We turn the light on that side to sort of illuminate where we are filling up the water. Now behind here as well we have a stone guard for the window. This particular model didn't come with a front window, but one thing Chelsea and I really like to do is when we're sitting in bed is to look out the window if you park by the beach or somewhere scenic. So we opted to have that window installed, which is pretty cool. It was just an optional extra, but they allowed us to put a window in this model, and it's just got a stone guard to kind of protect it. Now down here we have the jockey wheel. We have the handbrake for the brakes, and we also have the Cruise Master hitch. This Caravan has a bit of a different hitch, but instead of your regular 50mm tow ball, this has a Cruise Master DO35 hitch. And what this hitch basically does, kind of works like a gimbal, but it gives you a full motion, like a full range of control, and it's really nice for towing with off-road. So yeah, that's standard on these Caravans. Instead of the 50mm tow ball on your car, you just have a pin instead. And at the moment we've just got a lock that sort of pin goes through that hole and locks on there, just as another layer of security. Emergency brake control here, pretty standard, just the carabiner to clip it onto your car. And we actually use the Wi-Fi wireless brake controller on this Caravan, which is part of that Wi-Fi anti-theft system. It's a little module that sits inside our car. It talks wirelessly to this unit, and we can just turn a little knob and adjust the brakes. So we don't have any extra sort of brake controllers on the chassis here. We also have a plug here for the reversing camera, which I'll show you down the back. We have a Susie cable that goes from here to the car, and that's just a pretty standard reversing camera on that. Standard 12-pin Caravan plug on here for our lights, and we have an Anderson plug, 50 amp Anderson plug for charging our batteries while we drive. So I did forget to mention the solar setup in this Caravan. So by default, 2 200-watt solar panels on the roof and a 180 amp hour lithium battery. So lithium battery been standard in these things. So pretty cool setup. Down this side, so on the other side of the storage box here, we actually have another slide out, and these are designed for a small generator. This side of the toolbox is walled off from the other side, so you can have your barbecue on one side and your little, if you had like a little Honda generator or something small, we just keep our waste hose and spare diesel in there, but yeah, little generator slide, so you can slide it out, run it, you know, slide it in when it's not running, and the other side of the locker there. But yeah, really handy toolbox, that one. This locker here is the other side of our tunnel boot. We just keep our spare cassette in there. Should have cleaned that. And we actually have another locker here, which we haven't had on previous Caravans, but this essentially is under, I guess, the bed. So rather than having like a drawer inside, or you've got to lift the couch up to get to some sort of storage, they've just opted to put another external locker in. So we just store everything we need to set the caravan up: power cables, chocks, ground mats, mallets, we store in this locker here. It's kind of our setup locker. Down here, hot water. So this is a continuous hot water system in this caravan, pretty cool, runs on gas. We also have another pretty cool feature down here, and that is the outdoor shower. So these also come standard with InsideOut RV. They put outdoor showers on all their vans, both hot and cold. So we actually forgot we had this and only recently discovered it when we were away on holiday. Pretty good for hosing the kids down after the beach. But this shower head just kind of sits in that locker, and then this door shuts. You got a little clip down here to clip the shower head into when you're not using it. Really good for the dog, really good for the kids. And yeah, hot water as well, which is awesome. Up here is our little cover for our external power point, and a locker here for the back of the fridge. So because these are Australian made, and because it gets quite hot over there in Australia, they put a separate locker door on the back of the fridge. And the idea being, on a hot day, you'd open this up, and it's got a little gas strut in it so it stays up, and it would just allow your fridge to breathe a bit better and cool down a bit better. We have a 12-volt compressor fridge in here. We haven't had to use it yet in New Zealand. It's probably more of like a really hot summer's day we'd use it. Also a bit of access, I think, to the back of the fridge for servicing. But yeah, designed for Australia. 2 water caps down here. These are lockable as well, so these are, well, they must be locked on it. There we go. To fill the 2 fresh water tanks up. And down here behind this door is the cassette toilet. So to pull that out. I really like that in these caravans down in this checker plate area, everything's kind of black. Everything ties in nicely. All the locker doors are black. They even put this checker plating on the outside of the toilet door there, which is really nice. So from the outside, it looks quite sleek. Down here we have the drain point for the grey tank, which is up the back there. Those tanks as well have a really nice checker plating surrounding to protect them from stones and stumps and whatever else you're going to run over in your caravan. Also got a little hook up here to, if you're putting your caravan on mains water, you hook it up there to the hose. The standard sort of drop down legs, you know, pull a handle, drop down the leg for stabilizing. And around the back here, we have a pretty awesome 3-arm bumper. So again, these are standard. We added this hitch here onto the back. So this is a standard box hitch like you'd see on the back of your ute. And what that allows us to do is put our tow ball in on a little tongue, and then we put our bike rack on here. Just kind of a temporary solution. We might look at a proper big bike rack at some stage, but yeah, not a bad feature. Spare wheel as well, with a bit of a safety chain through it. Up the top we have another one of those security lights we talked about earlier, and our reversing camera. So it's a Safety Dave branded reversing camera. It's really nice to be able to see what's going on behind this caravan, see traffic. We leave that on little screen on all the time while we're driving, just to see what's going on behind us. People are right up behind you. We put our sticker on the back, and so if you're stuck behind us in traffic, you know who to message and abuse if we're taking too long. And this green, I forgot to mention actually up the front, we chose this green. We also chose the grey on the sides and the colour of this checker plating here, the black checker plating. It comes in black or silver. But there was a whole range of colours we could choose from for this caravan. And we can choose to do the sides as well as the front and back. We opted for this, I think this is the British green. There's all sorts of colours, yellow, orange, purple, any colour you like under the sun. So that was pretty cool to be able to choose the Caravan and have it sort of stand out a bit more than just a white Caravan. So we went green up the front and the back, and then chose a bit of a grey for the sides. We also chose heaps of colours on the inside, bench tops, flooring, all the colours of our cupboards and everything, so we'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, really customizable, you can kind of make it your own. So yeah, spare wheel there. And then I guess moving back around to the front, we have our 3 bunk windows on this side. Carefree awning, pull out awning. Quite a nice awning. You can either pull it out and leave the legs hooked up to the Caravan, or you can lift these legs off, put them on the ground and peg them in. So nice big awning the whole way along. You've also got your outside lights here. And the light on this side can either go white or orange. So you can have it on orange to not attract the bugs at night. So 3 bunk windows. Standard so on these Caravans is this picnic table here, fold down picnic table, which is pretty cool. We've also got a 230 volt plug here and a 12 volt plug here for charging stuff. So if you've got stuff on the table or you want to put your TV out on the table, plenty of options there. This Caravan also has a Fusion sound system in it. So you've got this beautiful big outdoor speaker here and a Fusion stereo inside, and you can choose which zone you want the music in, if you want it inside and outside or just one or the other. Yeah, pretty cool there. Kitchen window up there, and then just a few vents up the top for the extractor fan and microwave as well, which is in there. All right, let's go inside and have a look.
Welcome to the inside of our van. So one of the things that we really loved about this particular layout is it seems quite large for it being a compact 19-foot van. We've got lots of light coming in and it feels like there's a lot of space. We did choose the east-west bed, particularly to keep the length of the van down. It cut the length by about 1 metre, but you can choose the north-south if you want. And it's also kind of good for a play space. We've got young kids, so having an extra little spot where they can hang out where they're not going to topple off the bed is definitely a bonus. There's loads of storage in this van. We've got all the upper lockers there, a big unit at the foot of the bed here where we keep all of our outdoor things like wetsuits and bike helmets and wet weather gear and all sorts, and also another big drawer underneath the bed there. We've got a pretty cool voice activated TV from RSE at the foot of the bed, and we've got these Sirocco fans around the van as well, which operate on a timer, so you can set them before you go to bed, which is a really neat feature. Another thing we found when the van arrived is these little embroidered pockets at the bed there with Adventures with Rosie on it, which was a really neat little touch. And we've got a bookshelf above the bed there too. One of the things I like about the van is we've got options for the lights on either side of the bed. You can have the blue light for the evening or have it on white, which is good for reading. There's also a USB socket underneath and one down here as well. I think there's 6 USB points throughout the van, so it is very well appointed and great for charging your gear. On the windows you can either have the blackout blinds or a bug screen which comes down, which has been awesome in our adventures, particularly on the west coast. There's loads more storage in the dining space as well, so we've got heaps of room to put all of our food and dishware. We chose the bench option for the dinette. You can also get an L-shaped lounge or a booth seating. We just found this was the most practical for our family in terms of opening the space up so that you can get around someone when they're cooking in the kitchen. Also the table swivels around to go the other way, which is quite nice. Something pretty neat about these vans is that just about everything is customizable. So we were able to pick out our bench top, our cabinet colours, our upper cabinets, a splashback, the flooring, everything. So we had quite a lot of fun going through the whole process with the InsideOut team and deciding what we wanted our van to look like. You can also get a black pack as well if you wanted all of the black tapware and appliances. I like the cooker cover. It just gives you more bench space when you're not using your cooktop. We've got 3 gas hobs here and 1 electric. And then we've got a grill and a full oven down there too. All of the drawers and cupboards in this van are soft close, and everything feels really nice and sturdy. It doesn't feel like you're going to break anything when you're using it. Heaps of drawers. We've got a big space under here for our rubbish and recycling, and a little slide out pantry as well.
All right, let's talk about the fridge quickly. So this Caravan comes standard with a Vitrifrigo, I don't know if I'm saying that properly, compressor fridge. 230 litre fridge freezer, really nice. Now there are other options for three-way fridges if you prefer to run on gas as well, but with the lithium setup and decent solar panels, we figure battery, good way to go. Run it on the 12 volt, then we can leave it on while we drive and on the ferry and that sort of thing. So nice big freezer up the top, a couple shelves in there, and then yeah, huge fridge down the bottom with vegetable drawers and things. Really nice fridge actually. Nice and quiet as well when it's running. One thing around the side here, I'm not sure if Chelsea mentioned as well, is the controller for our diesel heater. So we showed you on the front there the tank, but under the couch here is the diesel heater. Just a single vent out into this area, and there's the control there. In terms of the control and the brain behind the Caravan, that actually sits under the seat as well, and that's a projector. I can't remember the exact model, but projector battery management system. Our tanks, our tank level monitors are all tied into that same system, so we've got one screen up the top there where we can see how much power we're bringing in, like how much the generator, or the solar's generating rather, how much is going out, how many hours we got left on our battery at the rate we're drawing down. We can also see our levels of our fresh tanks and our grey tanks, so all on one little smart screen. There's also a pretty cool app which you can do the same thing. You can turn all the lights on and off in the app as well. One thing up the front as well, Chelsea might not have mentioned in the bed, is that we can actually turn the toilet light on and off, the bathroom, which I'll show in a sec, from our bed. So if you get up in the night and you need to turn the bathroom light on, you can flick it on at the bed, come down, use the bathroom, come back to bed and flick the light off. So pretty cool. And you can turn it off and on in the app as well. So we'll come down the back and we will have a look at the bunks. So this is a 3-bunk model, this Caravan. I think I said earlier as well, you can get it in a 2-bunk model, and you just end up with slightly bigger bunks. So they're quite good for older kids. But yeah, nice inbuilt ladder here. Again, this color you see here we chose for the bunks in these back cupboards. Each bunk has a reading light, USB port in it, 2 USB plugs actually, and 240. The bunks also have the Sirocco fans in them down the end, and they've been really handy in the summer for the kids. We just put them on the lowest setting if it's like a sticky night, hot and sticky, and the kids just sleep a bit better with those fans on the timer. Each bunk has one of those leather pockets as well for books down the end, and the window with the mosquito net and shade as well. Heaps of storage down the back here, so this will probably be a mess because we keep all of our kids' toys and activities. We put all our clothes in up the top here, but these shelves are really deep, you can see. And we have a drawer here as well. And we actually opted to have the washing machine taken out of this Caravan. So they often come with a washing machine down in the bottom cupboard here. And we took it out just because we're not living in the Caravan full time, and I think we'd rather have the cupboard space rather than a washing machine. So what they do instead is pop a shelf in there, and we just have some baskets down the bottom where we put our laundry, and we normally go to a laundromat. But yeah, washing machine extra if you like. There is a door to close this area off, so not just a curtain like some Caravans, an actual proper door, which is nice, and another door here to close the bathroom off. So one of our favorite things about the Caravan is this bathroom, and although it's a small Caravan, it's short, it's under 19 feet, it still feels like a decent enough area in here to get dry. So you got the full length mirror here on the shower door. The shower is, I think, 90 centimeters by 75 centimeters. So it's a pretty decent shower. You got lights up the top there and a fan. I mean, look at that. I'll stand in it. It's a huge shower. For a Caravan, it's pretty awesome. Nice shower head, little shelf there for body wash and things. The vent blows air or extracts air depending on what you like, but yeah, really nice. We really like the shower in this Caravan. It's hard because you want to use all your water showering, but yeah, kind of the shower closes off quite nicely as well, and you got a little latch here for travel, stop the door opening. Got an awesome backlit mirror in here. Again, all this sort of stuff you see in the bathroom standard. We didn't add anything on, so You got your normal light in here, and then you've also got your backlit mirror if you like. Little sink here, and I guess the reason why this bathroom layout works so well is that there's showers on one side, the toilets on the other, and the sink's in the middle. So when you hop out of the shower, you've got this sort of space to stand and get dressed. In previous caravans we've owned, the toilet's been in the middle with the sink on the side, and so you always feel like you're sort of tripping over the toilet. So we don't normally shut this door when we shower, we just shut the main door off here and use this area here. So yeah, little sink there. Got a couple of cupboards up the top of the sink here, which are pretty small, but I think they kind of keep this whole space open. We just roll up our towels and put them in the top, toilet paper up there too. And then you've got a big cupboard under the sink here where we keep all our toiletries and laundry detergent and all sorts of things under there. Thetford cassette toilet in the corner here, and then a couple of nice big towel rails for drying your towels. We've also got power in the bathroom here for shaving and that sort of thing. And a little window. And we're high enough off the ground that this window is quite private. If you were getting dressed after the shower, you probably wouldn't need to close that. But yeah, really nice space for getting ready. I do like in this caravan how things like the latches are hidden for the cupboard. So the latch is behind the cupboard. So everything just looks kind of sleek and clean and nice lines. So yeah, we really love this bathroom space.
So I hope you've liked our van tour. It definitely feels like ours now that we've taken it on a few trips, and I think picking out all the colours and everything, it's personalised to us, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the process of like not just ordering it and waiting for it to show up, but actually like picking out colours and having arguments about colours and just picking out the flooring and everything, and then seeing it all kind of your design come together. And Inside Out actually had a person that we worked with, who was like a consultant for all the colours and everything, so it was kind of like we got a bit of guidance, but yeah, I think it was
a fun process.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was also really nice that this van had a lot of things we would add to a caravan that are standard, like the outdoor shower, lithium as well. We're surprised, lithium battery by default, outdoor shower. Yeah, the tanks. So we didn't have to add tanks on or
didn't have to add any solar on. It was all very high spec right from the start. So there were a couple of minor nice to have things that we added in, but
like that window, which were just luxury items, I guess.
Yeah.
The biggest skylight in the window we added on. Not necessary, but we just like to have a window there. But yeah, it's quite cool. The specs for these caravans, they're really highly spec'd, and it's good. It gives you a good level of comfort. If you were going to live in a caravan, this sort of thing would be perfect as well.
For sure.
You're not spending thousands of dollars after you buy it to add more solar panels on or anything like that.
No,
so
it was such a fun process going through it all with them as well.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about this van or about Vacationer or InsideOut RV or anything at all really that we can maybe help out with, ask them away in the comments, and we'll do our best to point you in the right direction. If you want to come along on some adventures, we're about to go to Auckland to the big Caravan motorhome show, Covey. We're actually doing a bit of a meet and greet with everyone there as well. So yeah, come along on some adventures. We've got heaps planned this year on the YouTube channel, so if you're not subscribed and you want to, hey, feel free to join us. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video on the next adventure.
Yeah, see ya.